Prince Philip and the Queen have very much been a double act, with one complementing the other for their different personalities and interests, according to royal author Ian Lloyd. Discussing the biggest achievements and legacy of the late Duke of Edinburgh, the author of The Duke, 100 Chapters in the Life of Prince Philip noted the late royal has been at the Queen's side on most of her engagements, visits and tours abroad. He told Express.co.uk, "She could have done it herself because she was a very dutiful person, but she wouldn't have done it half as well without Prince Philip by her side because it was a double act, there were two of them. The Queen was this solemn, dutiful figure while the Duke of Edinburgh had his quirky sense of humour and an inquiring mind." Mr. Lloyd also pointed out the Duke of Edinburgh was very much in favour of change and innovation while the Queen was keener to retain the old ways and traditions at the palace. Prince Philip's desire to push the royal family into the modern age, however, helped the monarchy to become more relatable and connected to people in the long run. The author said, "The Queen was a bit like her mother, a conservative person, so she didn't automatically embrace change. But Prince Philip was very much for change." Listing some of the changes supported by Prince Philip, Mr. Lloyd said, "For instance, in the late 1950s there was a lot of criticism about the Queen being old-fashioned. So they changed a few things, including dropping the débutante's presentation, something dating back 200 years, and they replaced it with informal lunches, so the Queen could get to meet people from various industries, the arts, and so on. And then Prince Philip helped with change again in the late 1960s, when the monarchy was going out of favour. You had the Beatles, Carnaby Street, it was a very modern age and the royal family seemed very dull and old-fashioned. Philip rejuvenated the firm. He was behind the royal family documentary. It was watched by millions of people. And they became more friendly towards people. They made an effort to get to know the ordinary person. And also with television, the Queen is not a natural performer. She is not naturally good in front of the camera, but he taught her how to embrace the new medium. The TV allowed her to get access to millions of people who would have never otherwise seen her. Prince Philip suggested the Queen televise her coronation in June 1953, making it possible for millions of people across Britain to join her on that solemn day. He also supported the switch from radio to TV of the Christmas Day speech. While the Duke of Edinburgh was pivotal in supporting the Queen, Her Majesty also made sure her husband had a prominent role in her family, with the double act continuing behind the scenes. Mr. Lloyd noted, "When she became Queen it was very unusual for a man to play the second fiddle. Therefore she made sure that while she was being the head of the country he was the head of the family. He was in charge of the children's education and their development. It didn't always work. Prince Charles hated Gordonstoun, which had been very good for Philip. But I think they were taught service and hard work." Prince Philip and the Queen got married in November 1947, when she was still the heir to the throne. The Duke of Edinburgh continued his promising career in the Navy until the death of 1952, after which he decided to give it up to dedicate his life to the Crown and the new Queen. Throughout his life as a public servant, he carried out more than 20,000 solo engagements and accompanied the Queen in several tours across the Commonwealth and the world. The Duke died on April 9 at Windsor Castle, and his funeral was carried out the following week, on April 17.